Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Obi-Wan Season 1, Episode 3, Part 3. I wish it actually had named these things. Anyway, welcome everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos my fast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you're feeling lucky about getting notified by YouTube, you can hit that bell down below there, and YouTube may or may not notify you when I come on live. What you should do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social pages up there and all the links to my, Facebook page, stuff like that. All the pages up there too. Social media and pages that are up there. With that said, let's get into it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Give you enough time to hit pause, whatever you're going to do. All right. Okie dokie. So Leia and Obi-Wan, or Ben, are on the transport, the automated transport, and they get dumped off on a mining world called Mapuzo, which is a world being mined for Ventrium, is what it's called. And that's where they're going to meet the little, they're going to meet their contact that Haja has supposedly set up, and Haja has given them a location to go and meet the person that's going to pick them up. So, of course, they go over there. Nobody's waiting for them. Ben takes it as a sign that they've been lied to. Leia, of course, being ever the optimist, hails a passing transport, if you will, and the transport is manned by some guy named Freck, who looks like a mole, a giant mole, who's voiced, by the way, by Zach Braff. I thought it was Seth Rogen at first, and then I had to go look in the credits, and I saw it was Zach Braff. So, yeah, he was sounding very, very much like Seth Rogen there for a little bit. So, Freck is very Empire forward, or Empire first, if you will. And the whole world is basically it's one big mining colony for the Empire. And of course, there's some stormtroopers that get on board the transport. They question him. They question Obi-Wan, and luckily, Leia steps in a little bit, but of course, Obi-Wan fucks it up again. Hey, Vera Makisha. There we go. So yeah, he almost fucks it up once again, and of course catches himself when he calls her Leia instead of Luna, and then he goes, "Oh, Leia was her mom's name," and it's been a hard time, like I said, all that kind of stuff. But of course, when they get to the outpost, the spaceport, there's more stormtroopers, and of course, Freck has set them up because he wants the stormtroopers to check them out. And of course, he ends up killing all the stormtroopers. One getting cut in half by the 8-2, which was kind of a neat little thing. And just they think they're going to get away. Another transport shows up, and more stormtroopers come out, and they're pretty much hosed. But the person they were supposed to meet at the location ends up saving their ass because she's an Imperial. Tala is her name. And she brings them back into the spaceport, and it needs to get them out, of course. And everything's been locked down tight, but there is one pilot who's getting ready to leave, and they just need to go through the tunnels in order to get there. But in the meantime, Obi-Wan has been having flashes of somebody coming for him, and it's Darth Vader. So yeah. In the meantime, Darth has told Third Sister to send out probes, of course, and that's actually where the one of the probes actually scans Obi-Wan's face and is able to get it out before Obi-Wan blasts it there at the checkpoint, so that the Inquisitors know that he is actually on that planet. And so everyone comes in force, including Darth, and Darth sends Leia and Tala on their way while he is going to lead Darth in a different direction, Vader in a different direction there. And Vader is kind of he's very much in his Mike Myers mode, where he just keeps popping up like ahead of everybody else. Um, and Obi-Wan's running, and then all of a sudden Vader's in front of him again. He runs off again, and Vader's in front of him again. So it's kind of like, did he just go to like Mike Myers school of transportation, or because that's pretty much what's been going on here. And they end up fighting, of course. Obi-Wan is woefully unprepared. He is getting his ass handed to him, and Vader is pissed at him, obviously. And at one point, Obi-Wan asks him, "What has become of you?" And he goes, and Vader says, "I'm what you've made. You made me like this," is what he said. And of course, he doesn't take any responsibility for the shit that he did anyway. And ends up igniting some of the ore that they are, excavating, and dragging Obi-Wan through it and saying, "This is just the beginning of your pain." Tala, and again, I don't know if Leia is using a little bit of the Force in order to kind of manipulate Tala's mind into going back for Obi-Wan or what, but that's what it seemed like. I watched the episode twice, and that's what it kind of felt like to me. And so Tala goes back, and she uses the helper droid, or the moving droid, whatever you want to call it, to get Obi-Wan the fuck out of there after she ignites the Ventrium. And as she gets Obi-Wan out of there, which you would think that, considering that Vader put out the flames to begin with, the first time he ignited them let the stormtroopers go in, I think he could have done it a second time too. But hey, whatever. In the meantime, Riva and the Inquisitors have been going through town and just basically creating havoc. Riva ends up finding the tunnel to the spaceport and somehow gets ahead of Leia. I don't know if she went back out and then just took a direct route to the spaceport, or what happened, but she ends up ahead of Leia and kills the pilot and says, "Oh, yeah, your friends couldn't make it, but you're going to come with me." And Leia takes off running. And that's how we leave the episode off, with Leia and Obi-Wan separated, Vader on the hunt there, Riva going after Leia, of course. And Fifth Brother has made, no uncertain terms that he's going to be the next Grand Inquisitor. Um, so yeah, that's where we're left off here. Oh, and so there was a mention about so there was one of the safe houses there in on Marpuzo, where um there's something called the Path that a lot of refugees have been taking, a lot of people, escaping, like the Jedi and stuff like that. And one of the Jedi that's been helping them is Quinlan. Now, for those of you who don't know who Quinlan is, it's Quinlan Voss. He has a very interesting history. He's actually in the animated Clone Wars series. He's also in Phantom Menace in episode 1. At the very end of episode 1, he's the one who comes and picks up Obi-Wan and um, Kenobi from Tatooine, after their ship is fucked up, and they were able to call out for help and whatnot. So he is in all of this series. So Quinlan Voss is actually a Jedi Knight who ends up being he trains Alaya Isla Secura is her name. She's the blue Twi'lek that you see. She gets gunned down in the third episode, of course, Revenge of the Sith. He actually gets turned to the dark side at one point by Count Dooku. Ends up becoming an admiral, I think is what it is, or something like that, and then ends up falling in love with Aja Ventress, and that brings him back over to the light side again. And he ends up fighting with the rebels. So yeah, it's this very weird history with him. But again, he's also in season 3 of the Clone Wars. It's the one with the Hutt who ends up escaping. I can't remember his name now, but they're on the hunt for the Hutt there. So No spoilers, please. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, Apple Crow, you came in the wrong place on that one. So it's kind of a nice little thing to see Quinlan Voss' name put in there, and it kind of adds to the the Star Wars. It's tying everything together, of course, and nice to see that he actually survived because we know he survives until I believe episode 4 at least. So yeah, we have all of that going on. Oh, and we also got to see Mustafar as well. So we got to see Vader's castle that he lives in, which why would you want to live in the place that you got all fucking burned up to begin with? I mean, we lost your legs, you lost your other arm, your only functional arm, and you got burned severely. So, hey, let's make that my vacation home, my regular home area. I'm just gonna, find a nice cliff that overlooks a lake of lava and yeah, Zira the Hut. There we go. Apple Crow Zira is his name. Yeah. So but it was a cool scene. You get to see Vader's castle, his stone throne room as well. His castle was on the high ground this time around, Apple Crow. Yes, he was smart enough to build it on the high ground this time around because he's not going to be fooled a second time on that one. But, yeah, so a lot of little things in all of this. I mean, you get to see, Mustafar, you get, Quinlan Voss, being named the Path as well. Um, I'm looking at my notes here. "Hey, knock it off, kiddo." Sorry. She's just barking at somebody at the door. That's what's going on. "Knock it off." Sorry. So yeah. Um And then, of course, Tala for some reason is ringing some bells in the back of my head, and I just can't remember why. But I'll have to do a little bit digging on that one and find out why that's actually um, ringing some bells. And we also got introduced to Fourth Sister as well. So Fourth Sister comes into all of this as well, and so we get a little bit of that, and we also get to see where the Inquisitors live, their castle, if you will, in the water there. And I actually kind of like their throne room, their little waiting room that they've got going on there, the little conference room, if you will, that is underwater, and you can see all the creatures swimming around behind them. It was kind of cool. I like that. All right. So, looking forward to next week. The other thing too, I wanted to say, so much more then again, there wasn't a lot of Riva in this one, so, didn't have to really contend with her acting, so much. Didn't mind little Leia's performance in this one either at this point. It's like I said, it's getting better. Um, it's not as annoying, I guess you could say. So we're moving things along. And like I said, I kind of figured that's what was gonna happen, that, as we moved into the episodes, it was gonna get better as these, actors find their footing in the characters themselves, and, yeah, that's actually what's happening at this point. Wasn't Tala Sabine Wren's alias? Um, I don't think so. I don't think so, Apple Crow. But, she might be, she might be tied into the Rebels into Star Wars Rebels somehow. That it's ringing a bell somewhere. I don't know why. I just didn't get a chance to look it up. I had other stuff I was doing. I was actually sending out the package of T-shirts to Penn Farm Girl that took fucking forever to send that thing out because the post office sucks. So yeah. Um, Tala, it's with one L, Apple Crow, so Tala. That's what happens when you have the subtitles on. Yeah, I have the subtitles on when I watch this stuff now because otherwise I miss stuff. You hear all kinds, you see all the stuff in the background too. So, but yeah, good stuff. Looking forward to. I mean, we're halfway through now. We've got 3 episodes left, so it looks like it's gonna be every Wednesday now at this point. So, what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow I'm going to be off. Friday is going to be The Boys season one, excuse me, season three, episode one. There we go. Season three, episode one. Saturday is going to be The Boys episodes two and three. I'm going to do those back to back on Saturday. Sunday is going to be the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend, air genre stuff you guys want to talk about. And we talk about it. Monday I'll be off, and then Tuesday will be another episode. Is it worth my time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet, but I will figure something out. And Wednesday will be episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So there we go. Back to the regular time of 6 p.m. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the rest of the day. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you are still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos my vast video library and pops up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule. I change it out every week. Also have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. Orville starts back up. Yes, I know. It actually is on my, if you go over to suspendedfanimation.com, I have that on the schedule of stuff that's coming out. So, oh, maybe I didn't put it up there. Huh. I thought I had it up there, but maybe I obliterated it. But yes, I know it's coming up soon here. But Miss Marvel is going to be the next thing that comes out on Wednesday. So, actually, next Wednesday is going to be a double header. Oh yeah, it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be Obi-Wan and it's going to be Miss Marvel next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday is going to be a double header here. You're excited for the Orville? I think it's its last season is what's going to happen there, because I know that Seth MacFarlane has signed off on a deal with CBS or NBC. I can't remember which one it is. And so he's going to be doing exclusive shit for them. He's no longer going to be working for Fox because Fox is owned by Disney now. And Seth MacFarlane really hates them. He hated Fox to begin with anyway. So I think they're completing his contractual obligation, which is that last season. And I think it's going to be the last season of the Orville, just to tie things up, which is going to be on Hulu anyway. FX on Hulu is where that's at. Yeah, I'm fairly sure it's the last one. I think it's supposed to go over to comics after this, is what I've heard. So, yeah. All right. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the rest of the night. Thank you very much for watching, and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, Vader might know where you're at, and he's coming for you, and you really don't want that, especially if he holds a grudge. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Friday for the boys. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, get those vaccine shots, get those boosters as well, and stay safe out there, everybody. You don't want a Firefly ending? Well, they had a movie that ended it, but still. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Friday. Have a good rest of the night, and take care, everyone. Thanks. Have a good one.